Alright, Hot Takes, Ben 10 Edition, Part 2. Let's just jump right into this. The Omniverse art style is the best, and the designs for many aliens are an improvement, exceptions of course like Big Chill. I agree. As an example, Jury Rig is a lot better, same with most of the rigid aliens from Ultimate Alien, and tons of other characters. But some things like most of the Alien Force aliens were just a massive downgrade. Catch a Falling Star is one of the best of the whole show. Oh, the episode about Stockholm Syndrome? Yeah, not the biggest fan, but I have some funny moments throughout. Feedback is the greatest alien of all the shows. Yeah, sorry, but no. Feedback was so overhyped and overplayed in Omniverse that it made me really dislike him. It's not like he's Alien X or anything either, he's basically just a charismatic chroma stone, so I never really saw the appeal. Not saying he's bad, but far from the best. This is why I love an alien like Ultimate Echo. Despite not being forced down our throats, a few cool scenes and his awesome look and voice just make him awesome. Asma's voice is the best in Alien Force. Yes! Don't think it's a hot take, but Ultimate Echo is the best Ben 10 alien ever. Where have I heard this before? Topic and Gutrod are possibly one of the most powerful aliens Ben has. For Topic, it's pretty obvious. As for Gutrod, he has the ability to create any kind of gas from his stomach and spray it. I mean, he literally made way bad pheromones, so I'm pretty sure he could make anything. Yeah, both Topic and Gutrod are pretty powerful, but in my opinion, aliens need to also have a bit of charm and charisma. Like, imagine how much worse Forearms would have been without the cool voice and hype and red body. I don't know, I guess those two aliens just don't have that wow factor for me, but honestly that goes for most Omniverse aliens. To be honest, the only Omniverse alien that I truly love is Gravitak, and that's because he has that wow factor miles ahead of Lodestar. Ultimate Alien is better than Alien Force, and it's the peak of the Ben 10 franchise. I actually used to reflect these views, but I still think Alien Force's best beats out Ultimate Alien's by a long shot. Not to mention Ultimate Alien was riddled with filler episodes and overall gunk that brought the quality down. Only reason it was higher on my 5 shows ranked video is because Alien Force Season 3 was, not so good. The episode Merry Christmas is overhated, but I can agree with the criticisms. Yeah, we're on the same wavelength on this one. Zombozo is a ripoff of Joker. I see where you're coming from on this one, but they really aren't that similar aside from both being clowns. Alien Force at its best had the best episodes. I also happen to share this opinion. Seasons 1 and 2 of Alien Force were the peak of the franchise in my opinion. From the DNA Alien arc, the relationship with Gwen and Kevin, the nuanced tone and more realistic themes, the better aliens, and the impeccable writing. Alien Force's best was the best of the entire franchise. Making the Quantumania smoothies instead of Grandpa Max is the biggest mischance ever. Absolutely. Grandpa Max, the most human character in the show, whose voice actor Paul Eating has been voicing him since day one. The father figure to Ben, who taught him responsibility, risk, and who cared for him through some of the best episodes of the show, got absolutely tanked for a useless joke about smoothies in the series finale. Ultimate Cannonbolt is a dumb alien, he's just a recolor and he grew spikes. Yeah, I agree. He's by far the most useless Ultimate Alien, and had some of the worst moments in the show, like losing the map to Agregor. The classic series and the reboot are the best shows of the franchise. Yeah, I mean, if Alien Force, Ultimate Alien, and Omniverse weren't the most human, and didn't have the most well-told story arcs, character developments, literary feats, and some of the greatest writers to ever work on Ben 10, then, yeah, I'd agree with you on that. Oh wait. Gwen and Kevin desires a spin-off series of their own. Considering the track record of other shows and spin-offs based on side characters, this would definitely fail. The shows already did a great job establishing their relationship, and Gwen and Kevin just wouldn't really sell enough toys to make any networks bat an eye. I really don't like the personality shift of Ben in Alien Force Seasons 1 and 2. I found him boring, dull, and just generic main character guy. It made the show kind of hard to watch since it felt like all the characters lost their characterization except for Kevin. As much as Season 3 Ben was annoying, I do prefer the change since now he has a personality again. Now, I do not like that they made him into a giant jerk in Season 3. Thankfully, Omniverse and Ultimate Alien had a better balance of personality in Ben and being responsible adult, even if Omniverse does tend a little too much on the comedy. To an extent, I can see where you're coming from on this one. Ben in Alien Force Seasons 1 and 2 felt a little too mature, to the point where he apologizes to Gwen when he makes a small mistake, or when he has the slightest amount of fun. But that did make the show more deep and more realistic, while also making it seem like he was constantly pushing kids to apologize to everyone all the time. Whereas in Season 3, he was just a full-on jerk, while having some funnier moments like when he calls himself adorable. Then you have Ultimate Alien Ben, which I agree is just a perfect blend of both personalities, while Omniverse again goes too far in making Ben like a baby. Good take. The Alien Force set of aliens is too overpowered. Honestly, Alien Force and Ultimate Alien could have been sequenced after Omniverse. That would have reduced the hate on Omniverse as well. Well, I have to think about this one. I really don't think Alien Force's roster is overpowered, considering even Alien Max was downplayed to a large extent, and he faces some pretty tough villains. And I honestly can't imagine these shows if Omniverse came first. Honestly, it would make the most sense considering he loses his ultimates in the current order of the shows. Hot take 1, I think most of Omniverse's recent praises from the fans are a little overblown. Hot take 2, the Ben 10 title design with the blob formation in the zero is better than all the other ones with the Omnitrix symbol. And hot take 3, after rewatching the original series, I don't think Yuri Lowenthal's voice is how a teenage Ben would accurately sound like. Numero uno, I totally agree that recently fans have been praising Omniverse for absolutely no reason, just because it goes against the old status quo. And while some of the praise is justified, a lot of it is just grasping at straws when you look at the big picture. Number 2, I also love the blob animations they used. It looks so unique and fits super well in this environment. We've already seen the Omnitrix symbol on every single toy, Omnitrix, Plumber's badge, ship, and literally everything else in these shows. I don't even know why they made the logo into an Omnitrix, to be honest. And Shrek the Third, I think Yuri Lowenthal's voice was literally perfection for that role. No one can try and tell me otherwise. Humongousaur and Forearms are annoying and overused. In their respective shows, they were both overused because, to be fair, they were fan favorites. But in Omniverse, I'd say they got pretty equal screen time with the rest of the roster. As for annoying, I don't really see what you mean. Neither of them were exactly mustache level. Ditto is better than Echo Echo. Yeah, no. This is just factually wrong. Echo Echo's design is better, his powers are just like Ditto except he can also scream sonic sound waves, and his voice is debatably better than Ditto's. I mean, Rob Paulson is great in Omniverse, but Ultimate Alien Force Echo Echo voice is just awesome. Not to mention Ultimate Echo Echo is the GOAT. The Widening Gyre is the best Ben 10 filler episode. Sure, I'll give you this one. I don't really know how to judge a Ben 10 filler episode, but this episode was fine, I guess. Go Captain Planet references. There should have been an Ultimate Heat Blast. Sure. I mean, if they made these two abominations, surely they could have finally made Heat Blast look cool again, right? Dude, imagine Ultimate Diamond Head? Eye Guy is extremely boring and has little to no reason to be used over someone else. I quite agree. He's my least favorite classic alien aside from Buzzshaw. And that was Ben 10 Hot Takes Part 2. Do you want a part 3? You guys seem to really like this series, so who knows, I might make a part 3. If you do, leave some more hot takes in the comments below, and remember, try to make them really unpopular opinions, because I've noticed that I agree with the majority of these, and I'd like to see a more diverse set of opinions next time around. With that said, be sure to watch part 1 with the card above, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you beautiful ladies and jellyfish next time. Shalom!